Total fraud loss across government is estimated at 29 billion a year. Of course, not all can be stopped, but a combination of arrogance, indolence and ignorance freezes the government machine. Action taken today will give this government a sporting chance of cutting income tax before a likely May 2024 election. If my removal helps that to happen, it will have been worth it. So it leaves me only to thank the Noble Lord Tunnicliffe for his courteous but attentive role as my shadow minister of my portfolio, and to thank noble friends, many of whom I know will carry on their scrutiny of this important area. Thank you and goodbye.
It's the closing of the book. Right, I'm off. You were clearly incensed by what you saw as Treasury inaction over COVID loan fraud. What went wrong?
Well, it was panic initially. That they were very worried that the productive economy would be destroyed by the forced closure of millions of business with COVID, which was a perfectly reasonable reaction. But they then just closed their ears to sensible suggestions that could have dramatically reduced the amount of fraud that emanated from the loan schemes that they put in place.
Why do you think they did that? Was it a case of, oh, well, you know, we've got bigger fish to fry, we're just going to have to just close our eyes to what's going on because it's too big to solve?
Well, I honestly don't know, because I literally had shouting matches with them. I mean, I was so frustrated at the time when they put the loan structure in place, and I warned them that they were creating an absolute nightmare for the future, and that the excuse was a few credit checks would unreasonably delay getting the money out to these businesses, which is total rubbish. I mean, it would have delayed it by a few hours, literally. There were something like 15,000 duplicate loans. So businesses were applying on multiple occasions for the loan when they're only entitled to one loan.
Was that just maladministration by the Treasury? Is it just total ineptitude?
Yes, well, that's what I said in my resignation speech.
I mean, it's not obviously something that's been done on purpose, but it's just a lack of checking, a lack of oversight and a lack of auditing.
Correct.
How much do we think taxpayers lost during this period?
Well, it's very difficult to quantify it, because do you call a duplicate loan a fraud? So I don't know how they're calculating those. But how many of those who received more than one loan have paid them back?
Well, so, do we have an answer to that question?
Well, not to my knowledge.
Practically none would be my guess.
I suspect very few. So you've got those, and then you've got those who are actually crooked. So there were 1,500 loans that went out to companies that weren't even trading when COVID hit.